FPL Gameweek 11 transfer plans and early thoughts. Guys, in this video we are going to be doing a quick review at how I did in Game Week 10, as well as look at top performing players in Game Week 10, so that we can have a look at what our early thoughts are moving into our transfer plans, as well as just giving a shout out to those performing well in the mini league. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys. Remember, as always, everything that I show you here is from the FPL Force app, and that will be launching soon. I promise. I keep saying this, but you know, when you're working and you're building something, you want it to be as good as it can be, because in the end of the day, I'm doing it for you, not for me. So scan the QR code below if you want to get 50% off when the app launches, and you can take a quiz to discover what your FPL persona is. So let's get into this. Game week 10, I scored 79 points. Very happy. We do have one more game left in the game week to go. That is Sunderland against Everton. So not really enough players to impact my rank dramatically. So I think if anything, I could probably drop down, depending on how people perform, to like 400k, 500k in terms of rank change. But 700k rank change is great. It's amazing at this point. Yeah, of course, still working towards getting into firstly that top mill. Once I get into that top mill, then we're going down to top 100k, and then of course then on from so on and so on and so on. So for me, in terms of strategy, changing my rank, game week 19 is that at that point I have to be in the top. I have to be in the top mill, but I'm aiming to be in the top 100k at that time. So that's the aim right now, to make drastic changes. But yeah, I think I'm on course. Let's take a look at the squad, who performed, who didn't perform. So starting off in goals, Pope, I was disappointed. I really did think Newcastle could actually get a clean sheet at that one. I think it goes with saying, I was really thinking about free hitting this game week, and that it wouldn't have went well. I think the variance would have been about like 13 points. I would have been 13 points down. So happy that I didn't go through with that. And I think that just goes to show, like patience, just relax, think about your team properly, and then it really does help. Sometimes it goes differently, but nonetheless, yeah, Newcastle haven't necessarily registered a win, I believe, away. So that's an interesting thing to remember now. Pope, though, is still my differential, and is the one who's really just going to help me in that, in gaining my rank to go up to that 100k. So I'm still definitely going to be keeping him. It is going to be a debate in terms of who I play between him and Dubravka in the next game week, though. Munoz and Calafiori, of course, coming through for me, as well as Timber. Clean sheets, nothing much to be said there. Happy I got the clean sheet there with Munoz, honestly. Didn't watch the game there, but was just keeping track of it as well. Surprised that Brentford didn't actually score. Very surprised. Not that I don't rate Crystal Palace's defense, but they've just been doing well enough for them to actually just, get one goal away from it there. So the defense did really well for me. Going into the midfield, saw, I'd say disappointingly, because you'd expect him to get something. But I think my shining light there, my huge differential, was Minte, who came through with 2 assists. Been a bit of a debate in terms of his assist, and on the app, I didn't see the assist for him registered. And then when I went and I looked at the web app, it came through as like he's got 2 assists. I was like, bro, I ain't complaining. Like, I'm not complaining. I'm good. Thank you. I'll take it. So him at 4% ownership, really doing that for me, honestly, I think is what really made the difference here. Enzo not returning, who's also my differential. And then Semenyo, of course, my force shield there at 64% ownership, also not returning, but which is something I really expected in terms of like City he could not return. He himself hasn't really been playing well, I would say, but he was overperforming anyway in the beginning. So maybe this is just things balancing it out for him. Really, his fixtures do look good. I think from Gameweek 12. So definitely still a keeper, but one to monitor because of the back injury he sustained and wasn't really comfortable from that point on through the game. So we'll monitor it, we'll see. He's not necessarily flagged, so you have to wait till team news, but definitely one to monitor. Gyökeres coming away with a goal, thankfully, before he actually got taken off. Apparently had muscle issues, according to Arteta. So another one to actually monitor and see if he does play with Champions League team this game week, in between the midweek. So even if he doesn't play, but Arteta doesn't let us know of anything, that's the issue. Just keep an ear out. News will pop out. I think we should be seeing some training photos and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see. Mateta, of course, coming through for all of us. 23% ownership now. That's been really growing. And then Haaland, of course, coming through with 26 points. I think there were some brave people that did go for the Gabriel captaincy, which in all honesty was not wrong at all. I'm not saying that because he scored 12 points, but he was always going to do well in that game, get that clean sheet. It was just a matter of whether or not Haaland was actually going to perform. And I think I have to say something I've noticed with the Bournemouth defense. They're conceding a really high XG lately. Like, their XG in defense is worrying to the point where now I'm actually starting to look at Senesi as like, I don't think you're the best asset now when it comes to defense. I think you are now in question, in my opinion, because of that XG. If they're conceding like this, then it's useless having him in terms of like, DEFCON, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, I'm actually looking at my defense, and with the fixture change coming up for City as well as Liverpool, I do want to bring Gabriel in, take out Gyökeres. I might just do that for Senesi. Like, that's how much I'm actually like considering it. I might just do it for Senesi. So yeah, one to think about. Let's move on to the mini league top 10 shout outs. Let's just go to the FPL Force Masters there, and let's just shout out that top 10. I just want to make sure that I've placed it perfectly for you guys. I see we've got, there we go. I think that is perfect for you guys. Before I start shouting out top 10. So in number 1 position, currently staying ready, has been staying ready in the top position. 76 points, did very well actually, clocking up over that 600 mark. He had just hit in the previous game week. He made 2 transfers, so 0 remaining, so he'll have 1 going into this next game week from what I'm seeing. And then the tempestuous sea roaring up ahead, he was down at like 4th place last time from what I saw before the game week started. So I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. He's dangerous. He's dangerous. Really good and impressive to see the consistency there, Joseph. Love having you in the league, bud. So Yaspik's photography taking a bit of a dip there, but still did a really great still did a really great free hits that he played, and this game week was really a good game week to free hits as well. So 70 points, honestly. I think the free hits I would have done was going to be like 66 points. Yeah, so 70. I think if you hit 70, guys, then yeah, you did very well, to be honest. You did really, really well. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! Sorry, like that is the way I have to say your name. Ehab, honestly, at number 4, dropping down 46 points. Whatever disappointing weeks, but don't despair. We've just gone through the first quarter of the season, so yeah, things will be turning up for you just like it has for Zubi Doo. At 82 points, whoa, for the game week, coming up to number 5, right on top of the Boltonans. Oh man, Boltonans at 87 points. Damn, you guys are clocking and killing these damn points, eh? Yu-Gi-Oh had Timber as a, and I think probably that's what killed him, you know. And it's what I said. I think it wasn't necessarily wrong. It could have gone either way. Yeah, it is what it is. Sorry, bud. Just going back to Beltonans at 87, noting the difference there, and I think Haaland is what really helped as well, of course, just in terms of picking all our scores up. Omicron United, Christian Ashley at 82 points as well, even with a hit, still having done well. Yeah, you see, sometimes guys, you can take hits and still pay off, hey? Really pay off. Taha Novus at 76 points. Yeah, really doing well as well, jumping up. There's a lot of people who jumped up and some who actually jumped down. And then Vert's case scenario, having the Vert's case scenario jumping down, even though having scored a really good 74 points as well. And then Football 11, yeah, also coming at 630 with 71 points for the game week. He just played his wild card, so interesting. I think wild card having done well for you there as well. Usually what it's been like when you play wild card, it's like, yeah, it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. But yeah, let's the nice thing I like about you know, being able to review your mini league like this, of course, you can see it shows my rank movement. I've gone up by 9 points, what my rank position is basically. So yeah, pretty cool. So let us jump into the early thoughts, but before we do that, let's get a word from the FPL Force.
Silence as the FPL Force brings wisdom. Now, to learn the ways of the Force, unlock your true potential, and rise to fantasy football mastery, you must subscribe. So, hit the subscribe button below and begin your journey to fantasy football mastery. May the green arrows be with you.
You heard the Force. Come on guys, hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. It goes a long way if you're enjoying the content. Let us get into early thoughts for game week 11 transfers. So this is the top 20 performing players for game week 11, game week 10, sorry. So love to look at this and just discuss, you know, players that were really popping into our minds in terms of transfers to bring in. I think we could just talk about Brighton with Gomez being there. I think they've got a good fixture run there. So, you know, Weaver's also come there at number 8 with the 10-pointer along with Gomez. I think Welbeck has proven that he's, you know, the cheap striker option now that you should be considering there along with Igor. So, yeah, Mente as well coming through with the 9-pointer. Honestly, I think Brighton assets are good to look at, considering there could be like somewhat enablers in certain places if you're looking at them. Mente's just been taking along a bit well now. I think previous game week he got 5 points for me. Now he's got 9 points. Really hoping for some goals the next game week. So yeah, those are players honestly to really consider. They do have Crystal Palace next, so the fixture isn't necessarily all that favorable. But I think if you're going to go for an asset in Brighton, I would definitely, number 1, be looking at a Welbeck, and number 2 would be a Minter for me. I think 3, if anything, a Weaver is also really a good option there, if you ask me. Also Defcon, for him, he does really well there. So yeah, I think let's pop off to Rice. Nothing really for me with Fulham assets. I think Rice, a lot of transfers have been brought in. I think he's also risen in price. Risen price. He's just a player who's been ticking along. You know, honestly, I think if you look at his points, he's been doing it. You know, in all honesty, he's been doing it. So I know the temperature sea has got him, and he's just been doing really well for him. So if you're looking for a midfielder from Arsenal that you just want to set and forget as well, then Declan Rice is actually that guy if you want to go down from Saka, because there's a lot of players going from Saka now to just the defense, if not another midfield option. Saka, Gyökeres for that price, not really worth it. Really not worth it. I was actually thinking to myself now, just moving into transfers and thoughts, like after this first quarter of the season, I'm really just going to look at the team's top 3 performing players who's been getting the points, and I'm really just going to migrate to them. And I wouldn't be surprised if I found Rice was rounded at number 4 for Arsenal. Ownership is still really low owned, so yeah, I think if you want to move to him, it's really not a bad move. Really not a bad move. Gabriel just rose in price as well, so he's around 6.5 if you're thinking about getting him. I still think he's worth it. Again, like I said, I think he's going to clock around 200 points this game, this season, just this season. So yeah, it's a game changer. The season of the defensive midfielders: Casemiro, Gravenberch, Weifers, Caicedo. I'm really just putting them all together, even Rice performing there. So it's weird because these guys, they'll score there in that weekend, maybe blank here, then they'll score another weekend. But when these guys score, these guys are getting double digits, bro. Like proper double digits. So I think a lot of people are asking themselves, is Caicedo worth it? I think he is. As another person who you just want to put there, set them there, and they can just tick along. He does have, I believe it's Wolves and then Burnley next. So if you're looking for a defensive midfielder, fairly cheaper, 6 million now, I think he has risen in price. Yeah, I don't mind him. Out of the other guys, I wouldn't go for Casemiro. I wouldn't go for Gravenberch. They don't look like ones to be keeping up with it. Caicedo definitely does, getting the assists, getting the goals here and there as well. So yeah, I think Caicedo is definitely worth it out of the bunch. But don't be surprised. Caicedo, Rice really as the box-to-box number 8. Don't be surprised if you keep seeing more returns from defensive midfielders. Casemiro, in all honesty, has also been performing really well, getting some goals here and there as well. He's really involved in the play as well, so you can see that. So yeah, man, I think if you're looking for defensive midfielders, for me, I would put Rice number 1. It's just that he takes a spot from Arsenal. Then I would have Caicedo at number 2, and then number 3, if I had to pick, I'd pick Casemiro actually over Gravenberch again, because you might potentially want that Liverpool spot for more assets, considering the fixture turns as well. So that's my thought there when it comes to those defensive midfielders. I think let's talk about a bit of differentials as well, just going a bit lower down there, round about number 14, 15 with Minte and Cherki for me played really well. It was really good to see him, and the amount of minutes that he was getting as well. 2.4% owned. I think when the fixtures turn around for Man City, we will be considering him. I say that because I think if he keeps it up, with these type of performances, we're going to want to bring him in, but we are going to be very cautious because we know that Mamouche is fit, Foden is fit, and they're doing all right, I guess. But it's just knowing that we're going to be getting into a season in December where minutes is going to be very important, and we don't want to be having players like Cherki on our team. So I think looking for a greater differential who's also got some good fixtures, Minte is definitely that one. is an African player but won't be going to the AFCON. His team hasn't qualified, so I think that's he's a good differential option there. I think Paqueta's one to mention, just in the sense that he did score recently, but it seems like West Ham can turn things around. Not that they have yet, just after one win, but I think if they do, Paqueta is one to keep an eye on, of course, and just seeing how he's actually going to be performing. So yeah, top number one differentials for me this game week, definitely. Not this game week, but just differentials in general, just to keep an eye on. Minte is definitely one for me, of course, just having reaped the rewards from him. I'd say keep an eye on Cherki. I wouldn't put him in there as of yet, but just keep an eye on him. I think him, Sa, of course, Enzo as well are great differentials going into this game week. Speaking of Enzo, João Pedro, everybody is actually asking whether or not they should still sell him. I think if you have João Pedro, keep him. He's definitely one worth keeping, considering the two fixtures that are coming up ahead. His time to sell was last game week. Thinking about just this past game week, I think a lot of us owners who don't have him, who sold him, are lucky, because the guy could have had a hat-trick. He really could have had a hat-trick. So I think if he's going to continue playing like that, I think if he, just because he played like that, if I would keep him. I would keep him just for literally Wolves and Burnley, and then think about taking him out. The thing is, Delap had, I believe, a one suspension game, so he has been in my thoughts, Liam Delap. Let's see how Chelsea line up in the Champions League this midweek. It should give us an indication as to what we should look forward to in the actual weekend against Wolves. And I think if you're looking for another differential, Delap could be that one, considering the two great fixtures that are coming up for Chelsea. So keep an eye out on that lineup for Chelsea. I think there's nothing more or worth talking about here. Let's rather move on to my my game week 11 fixtures, my game week 11 squad. So for game week 11, what I want to do is let's just make sure this is lined up for you guys. Yeah, cool. Game week 11 team selection. So far I'm gonna have Pope in goals, and in the defense playing a 3-4-3. I'm still gonna have Munoz and Timber and Calafiori there. I think they are gonna have it, I think Munoz is gonna have it a bit tough there with Brighton, but at least they are playing at home, so that is what I'm really happy about. But I do have to keep an eye out on them, considering I believe they do have a European fixture this midweek. So yeah, let's see how that really affects them. I think it's very much the same team so far, with Minte as well against Crystal Palace, Sarr there as well against Brighton, then Enzo against Wolves. He's got the vice captaincy with Semenyo against Aston Villa, who I will be keeping an eye out on, considering his back concerns. We'll see what Areola says in the midweek. At least he's got a full rest with no European fixtures in the midweek. Victor Gyökeres is flagged currently, so we'll also keep an eye out on what Arteta says and see if he's in training at all. Erling Haaland there with the captaincy, even though he is playing against Liverpool, it is at home for him. So Erling Haaland at home, really dangerous. I do think it's going to be a tough game though, because Liverpool do prefer teams that do try play through their lines rather than direct attack, just hitting the ball over. But just seeing the way City played, if they do that and they play through Liverpool in their own half, and Haaland's running in behind, and you have Cherki there just playing those through balls, I think Haaland is going to get away with like a hat-trick here, That's just me, my opinion. Mateta there against Brighton at home. Mateta at home as well. It's just it's a gift in all honesty. So I think really worth it just keeping him. Yeah, on the bench I do have a Dubravka playing against West Ham. That's the debate that I'm having honestly currently right now, is to play him or play Nick Pope. If Dubravka, if Burnley was playing at home, I think I would have actually played Dubravka, taken a risk on this one. It's something I'm still going to decide on in all honesty, and I'll see. Virgil van Dijk on the bench, yeah, with those three defenders, I'm happy for him to be on the bench. Even if he does get DEFCON, I still feel like he's going to concede literally 3 to 4 goals. No offense, Liverpool. It's just my opinion. Yeah, it's just my opinion, but things can change. Sorry, just wanna, yeah, perfect. So yeah, Lewis Miley, just a dead spot, honestly. Senesi, I shared my views about him. I don't think he's the team right now is just suffering when it comes to XG, and it's really bad. Yeah, it's really bad. I don't think it's something. Let's just see if it actually comes through here. XGC, yeah, 1.3, bro. That's not good for me. That's just really not good. Yeah, in the past few games, that's really just not good enough. So Gameweek 12, let's see. Things look a lot better for him, you know, with these 2 games. I think they're fairly attacking Aston Villa, and they're playing at home as well. So I expect some goals against them. West Ham at home, I expect it to be a clean sheet. Sunderland is going to be a tough game. We all know this. Everton, a lot better. Chelsea, we'll see. I think Chelsea's up and down. They have their games as well. But yeah, man, that's very much the team going into game week 11. Let me know what you guys think. Are there any players in the early thought section which I didn't mention, which you think are worth mentioning in terms of bringing in? Who's on your thoughts for transfers going into game week 11? I myself didn't mention this, but I will be rolling with 1 free transfer just to rack them up for the international break after this game week. We're gonna have the break until game week 12, and then yeah, but let me know what you guys think. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.